Hey, hey everybody, how you doing? It's your man Edward L. Moore, founder of Team No Excuses, back with another edition of Motivational Mondays. Hey, I want to take the time to salute each and every one of you that has taken on the physical challenge. For those of you that don't know, last week in Team No Excuses, what we did is we instituted a physical challenge. We want to better ourselves in every way. We want to better ourselves physically. We want to better ourselves spiritually. We want to better ourselves emotionally, financially. Any way we can better ourselves is what we are here to do at Team No Excuses. So last week we instituted a physical challenge. And man, I got to say, people was getting it in. You know, we only asked that people commit to 30 minutes per day, 4 days a week. But I seen people checking in day 5, day 6, day 7. I'm like, man, y'all on one, but that's a beautiful thing. But what I want to say though is, pace yourself, man. I did 6 days this week myself, man, which is probably the first time in years that I worked out 6 days straight. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to burn yourself out by doing too much. So again, we asking for a commitment of 4 days per week, 30 minutes a day minimum. And anything over the 4th day is extra money. Feel free to do that. But on the same token, you want to pace yourself because you don't want to burn yourself out. Okay. Another thing I want to inform you of is we are adding another piece to the physical challenge this week. And that is the water piece. This week, we are going to institute drinking a gallon of water a day or as close as you can get to it. And my sister, Danny Talley, will be heading that challenge in Team No Excuses. So, let's all get on board, man. Everything that we're doing is only to better ourselves and make ourselves better. And as you working out in the type of way we working out, working 4 days a week, 30 minutes a day, you want to definitely make sure you stay hydrated. All right? So, without further ado, I want to get into this week's message. And this week's message is about staying the course. Everybody can start something off, but not everybody has the internal fortitude to finish something. It's a lot of people that start something, they stop, they start something, they stop, they start something, they stop. But they're never successful because they never are consistent enough to finish what they start. And that's what I want to talk to you about, man. We're doing a lot of things to improve our life right now. We're being more health conscious. We're working out. We're saving money. We're doing a lot of things to improve ourselves. We're improving ourselves spiritually in any way imaginable. But the thing about it is we have to be consistent with whatever we do. There's no way to experience long-term success without being consistent in whatever it is that you aspire to do. So I want to talk to you, man. When you start to do something, or when you start to do the things that you're supposed to do, a lot of times, man, a lot of distractions will come your way, man. I'm talking about relationship issues. I'm talking about the kids start acting up. I'm talking about financial problems. I mean, you name it, things start coming at you. It's like the enemy will throw anything he can at you, man. It's his form of resistance to stop you from doing what you need to do. Because a lot of times when you do the things that you need to do, they'll lengthen your lifespan. And in addition to that, you just have a better quality of life. You become more healthy. You become more spiritually sound. You become just a better person in general. And a lot of times, make no mistake about it, the enemy is your opposition. So he gonna throw every distraction he can at you. And a lot of times it's gonna come from those that are most close to you, that can get up under your skin, that know the buttons to push, to try to distract you from doing what you are doing. Another thing is that when you start to become a new person, a lot of times people can't handle that. And a lot of times people are afraid of losing you, but don't know how to articulate that. So sometimes they create issues, they create arguments and create separation between you and them. And a lot of times, man, it's just a trick of the enemy, man. So we got to be wise. No matter what's going on around you, you got to stay focused. You got to stay dedicated. You got to stay committed. You got to stay grinding. I'm so focused right now. I don't care what happens. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from doing what I need to do. I share an experience with you. I went through a traumatic situation when my mother died. And you know, one thing about it is I'm always about God's business. So even though it was her homecoming celebration, I got the privilege of eulogizing the second part of it. I was still about my Father's business. Even though, you know, we were celebrating the life of my mother, I still wanted to be about his business in terms of I wanted to open the doors of the church and give everybody an opportunity to accept Christ. Yeah, I could have been discombobulated and deeply emotionally hurt and you know, a lot of different things, but no matter what's going on around you, man, you got to stay focused, man. It's the only way to get to where you're going, man, because no matter what you do or no matter what you try to do, it's going to always be a valid reason or something happen that could break your focus, but you cannot allow that to happen. I repeat, you cannot allow that to happen. You got to stay the course no matter what. You got to stay focused. You got to stay committed. You got to stay determined. Just like we're doing this physical challenge right now, we all started off strong. But the sad reality of it is that everybody is not going to stay committed in that kind of way, and that's to be expected. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are the person that is committed, because when you don't, you only do a disservice to yourself. See, you got to understand that momentum can change at any time. You can be doing good. You could have went from A to J. You know, we don't really have time to sit back and get comfortable with the progress that we've made. It's always more to do, because as soon as you, and this was one of my biggest problems, I used to always start off something really good and even get to the middle or get 3/4 of the way done with doing a particular thing, but at the end of it, I get comfortable with how far I got. And once I get comfortable with how far I got, I'm starting to feel like I can take allowances now. Oh yeah, man, I've been working out, man, 6 days a week. I can have that cake. Or I've been working out 6 days a week and I can have this. That ain't bad. I mean, that's bad for me. But all of those types of actions end up sabotaging what I was setting out to do. And it's not just about weight gain. You know, a lot of times when you changing or you're doing anything and you start to experience levels of success, it's easy to get comfortable. But you got to realize the enemy of self is always waiting, looking for that chink in your armor for you to slip up and get comfortable. Always ready to drag you back to the person that you used to be. The old you and the new you is at war a lot of times. And a lot of times the old you has more ammo because you've been the old you a longer period of your life, man. So you got to always fight. You always got to be disciplined. You got to always fight to stay the new person that you're becoming. Soon as you get comfortable, I guarantee you, slowly but surely and gradually, you will begin to slip back into negative behaviors and or actions. You got to understand that a lot of times when you are doing something, you're not going to always feel like it. That's why I did that video on your feelings don't matter, because your feelings literally do not matter. They do not matter. They are temporary. When you know you got something to do something and you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. Because that feeling that you have, it may be different tomorrow. One of my favorite motivational speakers, which is Trent Shelton, said, we got to stay committed to doing and following through with what we said we were going to do long after the feeling that we set it in is gone. Man, we got to grind. We don't have no leeway to let up on nothing, in no way, no shape, form, or fashion. So I want to encourage y'all, man, especially as we taking on these physical challenges, to stay focused, stay dedicated, stay committed. Do what you know you got to do regardless of how you feel. Your feelings don't even matter. Your feelings are your enemy. You got to start looking at your feelings like your enemy. Stay committed, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay determined. And we here at Team No Excuses support you 1,000,000%. You know, as always, man, I don't take it lightly to have the opportunity to speak into your lives, man. And what I want to say about Team No Excuses is this movement is blessing me so much. And the main reason that it's blessing me is just holding me accountable. I'm thankful that the Lord is using me as an instrument to support and motivate other people. It's never about me. I'm just happy to be somebody that He has chosen to use. So Again, man, I love you all. As always, the movement is expanding. Yeah, it's Team No Excuses. Let's get it.